this was one of the questions that created the most existential angst for me as a teenager and growing up. And so I feel like I spent a good portion of my life trying to find the answer to this, the nuances of it, and I'd love to sort of have your input on it. And what I understood is that there is a finite number of potential destinies that any human being has, depending on their free will, from one year to another year. Okay, so if you imagine a ladder, okay, and between every rung, right, each rung is a year of your life, and between every rung there is a finite number of potential destinies, and based on your free will, you can make a choice this way or a choice that way at every single second of your life. So you can take the high road when you're, presented with an issue, or you can take the low road. And each one of those choices you make within those two rungs will qualify you for the higher level of your destiny. I mean, the ultimate is that, but from the year to year, it's where you're locked into the following Rosh Hashanah, you're locked into now you've earned this level of potential destinies where your free will lock you into, or you've kind of denigrated yourself a little bit. So for me, that was important to know. It was important to know that the more you learn, and your free will has, there are, everything Hashem knows, and at the end of the day and at the end of your life, you end up where you're meant to go. But the journey can be one that is pleasant and beneficial and uplifting, and can serve you in a way that you can enjoy your life in a different way, or you're going to keep getting a wrecking ball to your life to try to wake you up to the potential you have to spiritually evolve. And that's where your free will comes into play. So your decisions at a minute-to-minute basis do make a difference within this finite level of different destinies that are the potential. So you are working, hand in hand with Hashem's plan for you. But at the end of your life, you're on that ship and you're going to end up at the destination that you're meant to end up at. Would that be a correct way of kind of explaining?
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean by turning around. You're going to end up anyway. Turn around. Enjoy the trip.
Gotcha.
Be part of it instead of...
Gotcha.
But why do we have free choice? Why should we have free choice? We make bad choices.
20 years.
So why would God give us free choice? Make all the decisions for us and we're much better off. And we better let him make the choice. Right. That sounds nice. We have free choice only where we must. God gives us free choice only where he has to. Where does he have to give us free choice? He has to let me choose which house to buy? Let him choose it, it'll be better. Which job to take? Who to marry? Let him choose it. There's only one thing he cannot choose, and that is whether I love him. If he wants me to love him, he has to give me freedom of choice. Why? Because if he makes me love him, I don't love him. So the only area in which we really need free choice is how we react to him. Love him, fear him, hate him, because he wants a real religion. And that's why being an angel is not real. It's not, an angel doesn't love God. He's programmed. It's a clone. So where do we really have free choice. Only in our reaction to him. And the rest of it, we don't need free choice, and we shouldn't have it. God chooses where you're going to live, who you're going to marry, what talents you're going to have, even what temptations you're going to have. The only thing you have to choose, and he cannot choose for you, is your love. Because he really wants you to love him. Not he should love himself. By making us love him, then he's loving himself. So when we talk about free choice, it really is limited. We don't have that, like somebody said, I can marry whoever I want. Wow, that's impressive. Because there are about 3 billion men in the world, and you can marry any one of them. Wow. Well, actually, you're not going to meet 3 billion men. So let's reduce it down to reality. You're going to meet 20 men. Of those 20 men, 19 of them don't want to marry you. So what just happened to your great freedom of choice? There's one guy who wants to marry you. You're going to say yes or no. That's it. We don't have that much freedom of choice. It's like, which pair of shoes are you going to buy when you go into the shoe store? You can choose? No, you can't choose. Certain colors you just don't like. You have no choice. And you can only buy the ones that are come in your size. So we're so programmed with all sorts of... You have the freedom to choose between vanilla and chocolate? No, you happen to like chocolate. And it wasn't your choice. So where do we have free choice? Only in our response to God.
Follow up to that, but our response to God can take many different forms, right? It could take the form of how I respond to temptation, or how I react to my husband, or, right? You can react in a godly way or not in a godly way. If I love God, I want to behave in ways that conform with having a good relationships and a good life.
So you're either paying attention to him or you're ignoring him. Mm-hmm. There you have freedom of choice.
Mm-hmm. But in the many different aspects of life.
Now, the analogy with the boat, even if you make all the wrong choices, you're going to end up his. And he will be yours. Always. Because he'll never give up on you.